Hola, bienvenidos a Maiz de la Vida in Nashville, Tennessee. Come check it out. Maiz de la Vida was built after people asking, where's your favorite restaurant? And I will always have to say, my aunt's house. So we figured, why don't we build everybody's aunt's house in here? Specialize in nixtamalization. Every single tortilla we make. Use local produce, local proteins. All this art are from local artists here in Nashville. So this is their space too. And then something I'm really proud of is this background at the bar. That is the kernels that we use to make tortillas. And we glue each kernel by hand. It's about 200,000 kernels and about 11 bottles of mezcal. Before anybody arrives and after everybody leaves, it's some of the best moments that happen here. Just to like hear the humming of the quietness, it just feels magical. It feels like a casa. So first thing we do, we come in here and we try our salsas. We're gonna try the flavor of these guys, the spice level, because today we have to tell our guests how spicy they are. Oh, yo, the better the spicy of it. So supposedly we're like, hello guys, welcome to Maiz. When you're a guest, and we're like, our verde salsa is gonna be the less spicy. That's a fucking lie today. Tonight we get to turn on the fire. This little grill was luckily made by a good friend here in town. Every good Mexican restaurant needs a flat top. You can do so many activities here. Everything happens here. And then later on, we flex a little harder here on Sauté, which is Chef's and I's favorite station. Look at this station right here. So we have our 18 months going strong, not a problem every night. And this guy's right here, this is my favorite. I always go to this, my hand always goes here. Oh, here, I gotta check you something out. Upstairs in the walk-in, we have El Walmart. That's where we keep all the shit, all the extras. It's an organized chaos upstairs. All right, that's my alarm that I gotta go submit payroll.
Usually I'm here by myself in the mornings when it's time to mill, but this is the heart and soul of the company right here. Without this, we cannot be Maiz de la Vida. One of the biggest things is you gotta make sure you have your same stones. We number them 1 and 1, and that matters because these grooves were made for these specific stones. So if they don't match, then your masa is gonna be a lot different. So this is the part that spins, and as you can see, it's got an arrow right here, which dictates the fact that this is the stone that goes on first on the backside, and it's gonna spin this way. So the thing that excites me about nixtamalization is the fact that this existed pre-colonial times and our people have been doing it for 5,000 years or more. The same process, that has not changed. Most of us here, a lot of my workers come from Guatemala and they're Mayan. I'm Mayan, so it's a big part of us. I can for sure say that my great-great-great-great-great-grandma was nixtamalizing and milling corn, just like I am today. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the masa out and then we'll start doing the mole. Mole is just a sauce. Ours has 30 plus ingredients.
And these right here are ashes from tortillas.
And from the seeds of these chiles.
So we do all that and then we burn it.
Yeah.
It's not a chocolate sauce, it's an ash sauce. When you're making mole, you wanna mill your chiles separate from your recado. Once we do the chiles, we put it away and we start grinding this paste. This paste is gonna be like dark gray because we're gonna add the ashes. When you go to the stove, you cook your chiles first, your chile paste, you add in your flavorings, and then you cook that again. If you stop stirring, that should explode to your face. It gets glued to your face like lava, and yeah, it's not cool, man. It's not cool. So it's always the new guy's job. We are about to open for lunch, so we're making enmoladas. We fry the tortilla. All right, that looks about right. We're gonna dress it with pollo. And then we smother these guys. So this is the sauce that we made back there. A little bit of Monterey Jack cheese. And it goes in. That's a happy pan right there. Crema. A little bit of cheese and red onion. That's it. When you got all these flavors, you don't have to do that much. Just let it be.
So right now I'm inflating a tortilla. Each tortilla that we inflate is a triumph of our culture because it is recognized by UNESCO as an indigenous cuisine. And so I take a lot of pride in inflating these tortillas. I believe I'm the only one in Tennessee to be inflating tortillas that I just hand pressed over a yakitori grill. Right here, I've got a mix in between two colors of tortillas. These two colors are gonna be an indigo blue and a yellow. It's kind of a work of chemistry to balance the hydration point of two masas to marry them into one tortilla that inflates simultaneously. So this is simply a grill, or a parrilla, as we say in Spanish. It's just a stainless steel grill that we use to keep it level so it's not touching the yakitori coals. It's also easier to grab. It's got a handle and a sexy made in. So you can use this basket on anything you want. You can use it on an electric grill. You can use this over coals. You can use it over live fire. The love pats help push the steam out into the corners of the tortilla that have not yet puffed. That's how we make tortillas here at Maiz de la Vida in Nashville, Tennessee.
Time to make cornbread. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna heat it with water just so you see how hot it is. It is freaking hot. This cast iron is beautiful. Here at Maiz, we have this little tradition that every time you're a guest and you sit at the chef's counter, we offer you what we call a degus. Every chef, a chef is in charge of creating a small amuse-bouche bite for our chefs at the counter. It is not for sale. It is a present from the kitchen to the guests. Today we're gonna be doing pan de elote. That's a good ratio to cornbread and fat. I have the nice heat, but we're gonna give it a nice sear too, right here. This is gonna help my cornbread have a beautiful bottom crust. That's a nice sear. Hot, guys. All right, now look at this sexy station.
We brine our chicken in allspice cloves, a lot of spices you typically see in moles. We have it brined for 24 hours, and then we take it off and we dry it for another 24 hours. And that allows us to get the skin nice and crispy on these beautiful maidens. But I'm going to salt these up first. Just give them a little seasoning from up top and get some of our beautiful avocado oil. Chef always partying around the mole. This is pride and joy. Start laying these pans. So whenever I start to get close and get that beautiful color, I'll flip it over and I'll take some of our homemade caldo de elote, deglaze them, and it's sort of like a quick chicken stock. And that'll gently poach that chicken until it's ready.
We make a butter risotto because mole's best friend is rice and a couple of greens. So everybody gets to try it. And of course it comes with tortillas. Let's see what we got. Oh, baby, look at that. And then, like a good southern cornbread, you gotta finish it with some butter. And after that, we're gonna be ready to serve it to our guests. It's gonna be a fig jam and a little bit of guacamole on top of this cornbread. And that's all you need. We like to say that our Mexican food is like Mexican Tennessee, because we're cooking with farms from here, we're cooking with corn from 30 minutes from here, we're making chips, tortillas, and all that from here with Mexican techniques. You know, and it doesn't end with Mexican food. Very often make cornbread, catfish, crusted with cornmeal. I think it just keeps going. All right, guys, it is 5 p.m. Service has begun. The fire's ready. The pots are hot. Thank you so much for following us around for a day in the life of Maiz de la Vida. This was a lot of fun. You know where to find us. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. Mi casa es su casa.